A surprising turnaround for the Trump administration, just 24 hours after lawmakers announced a deal that would effectively punish Russia for its ongoing military presence in eastern Ukraine and for interfering, they say, with last year's election. Many on Capitol Hill were worried the U.S. president might be too cozy with the Kremlin and that he might buckle to ongoing Russian efforts to have new and old sanctions removed. The bill blocks Donald Trump from lifting the sanctions without congressional approval. The White House initially said such action, curtailing the president's authority, would infringe on his ability to determine and define foreign policy. But on Sunday, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, Trump's new press secretary, signaled the administration was on board.
We support where the legislation is now, and we'll continue working with the House and Senate to put those tough sanctions in place on Russia until the situation in Ukraine is fully resolved, and it certainly isn't right now.
At the same time, Sanders' new boss, the incoming White House Communications Director Anthony Scaramucci, said Trump still isn't convinced by U.S. intelligence reports that concluded Russia meddled in the election.
He called me from Air Force One, and he basically said to me, hey, you know, this is, maybe they did it, maybe they didn't do it.
Meanwhile, the Russian embassy in Washington announced that one of the central figures in this whole investigation, the Russian ambassador, would be heading back to Moscow. During his almost 10 years in Washington, Sergei Kislyak kept a relatively low profile, lots of discreet meetings, including, we now know, with top Trump advisors last year. Donald Trump's former national security advisor, Michael Flynn, resigned over such meetings. Jeff Sessions, Trump's attorney general, recused himself from a law enforcement investigation into Russia's role in the election because of his past meetings with Kislyak. Trump's son-in-law turned senior advisor, Jared Kushner, also got swept up in all of this, having failed to disclose a previous meeting with Kislyak and the head of a Russian state-run bank. On Monday, Kushner will be testifying before the Senate Intelligence Committee about that meeting and others. The Russian embassy said Kislyak's departure was scheduled, but many here are looking at the timing and wondering if there's more to the story. Rowie Rettenberg, CGTN in Washington.